Hi, we're Team O Fun, and I'm Yufi, and you're my teammate, Angel, Yunhan, Kessie, Sven, and yes. And we are sponsored by Dr. Carolyn Parsi from UW Medicine. And have you ever thought about your partner cannot remember your name or even you in several decades? Could you imagine that you might quit your full-time job and need to work from awake to asleep 24/7 with no pay?
Someone in the world develops dementia every 3 seconds. By 2020, there are 55 million people living with dementia and 80% are taken care at home. People with dementia can experience significant cognitive and behavioral symptoms that can be stressful for family members and caregivers. Compared with home caregiving, in the facility, professional caregivers bring in different activities like arts therapy, music therapy, and etc. For family caregivers, currently there are limited resources.
Each stage of dementia imposes different responsibilities for caregivers, which can increase emotional burden and stressors. Research has shown that there is a clinical benefit for promoting quality of life for people with dementia by engaging in cognitively stimulating and social activities, as well as benefit to caregivers who experience possible respite time.
In order to reduce the burden, we create tangible user interface including a reflector, a stand, and a customized plate and tiles. Introducing Cafe. Cafe provides a robust activity library for everyone and brings experts home with personalized activity sessions suggested by professional caregivers. During the session, caregivers can guide their loved ones to engage in different interactive activities. Cafe leverages AI-powered recommendation system to improve efficiency of caregiving, and caregivers can get insights from our data analysis. Several family caregivers and experts have tested Cafe, and all the participants love our product. In this 6-month journey, our team discovered unmet needs by conducting secondary and primary research and came up with 3 potential solutions led by our product managers. By prioritizing and scoping down the problem with our sponsor and advisors, we chose to focus on family caregivers and create a helpful system for them. Our designers iterated UI/UX and physical prototype over 5 times according to our user testing results, and our engineers developed and deployed our final MVP.
Right now, let's take a look at some dementia care burdens at home. So caregivers are referred as the hidden patient. Since dementia is not curable, taking care of someone with dementia is a long-term responsibility that can be stressful. As dementia progresses, it may lead to depression among family caregivers. Most family caregivers are not trained, so they need to figure out themselves or seek help, which may take longer time. Caregivers devote a large amount of time and energy to caregiving while seldom caring about themselves. According to statistics, family caregivers provide 37 billion hours of unpaid care each year, which worth about $470 billion. Compared with home caregiving, in the facility, there are full-time paid professional caregivers and activity coordinators. This is a monthly schedule for people with dementia at a senior living. As you can see, there are a lot of activities arranged every day, including various therapies. However, the daily cost is over $800 per day, and there are limited spaces. So the gap is pretty clear for family caregiver. They have few resources and activity systems. There are several challenges. First, caregivers can be stressed by planning activities because every person with dementia is different and they may change day by day. There is no typical day. This is what a caregiver told us during one interview. And besides, no therapeutic and tangible product in the market right now. And studies show that elderly may have perceptual, cognitive, and physical difficulties in using digital technologies such as touchscreens. So our design question is, how can we help untrained family caregivers of people with dementia to improve the quality of caregiving and engagement at home by allowing them to give easy and therapeutic activities without spending expense in the facility. To solve this problem, our team built the solution from 0 to 1. First, we discovered the unmet needs by conducting secondary and primary research, and we truly felt their pain. And then we defined the problem by prioritizing and scoping down with our sponsor and advisors, and we chose to focus on family caregiver to reduce their burdens. After the problem space, we dive deep into the solution space to bridge the gap with our prototype, and right now we're ready to launch. Introducing Cafe, Care, Activity, Fun, and Engagement. We created an accessible tablet-based art application associated with a camera reflector, a stand, a cosmetic plate, and tiles for family caregivers to arrange and conduct various interactive engagement activities for the person they are taking care of. For now, our team is focusing on caregiver-side user interface with several key benefits. First, Cafe improves the efficiency of preparing activities in 2 recommendations. One is expert-driven recommendation, since most caregivers are not trained and we are bringing experts back home. Second is the system recommendation based on the user's behavior and routine. Second, Cafe also provides customization of activity session to de-stress caregiver and free up their time in the way they want. And third, Cafe also provides insights to caregivers for better understanding the person they are taking care of. And lastly, with future robotic activity library, Cafe can enhance the interactive engagement experience. Research shows that cognitively stimulation and social activity also have the clinical benefits for promoting quality of life for persons living with dementia. After we built our prototype with the above key benefits, we conducted 3 rounds of user testing with family caregivers and subject matter experts. The study showed that led us to the proof of concept, UI/UX changes of the application, and design changes of the physical prototype. Here are some quotes from our caregivers. I love this because it is charming and it would make him smile. He might play it for hours. We also have conducted more than 20 interviews and 4 rounds of on-site observation of people living with dementia at the Senior Living and Memory Hub. Our findings and insights leads us to the design decision of tangible interaction, intuitive experience, low learning costs, and indoor accessibility.
So this is our system diagram. Users will directly interact with our Cafe system, and the video stream captured by the tablet built-in camera will be sent to our optical correction pipeline through WebRTC, and the collaborative video stream will be further used in our all kinds of interactive engagement activity in our system. And the session is composed of a series of activities. The result will be presented and stored in our database, and the recommendations of sessions will be generated through the user behavior and the expert opinion. And all of these components will be presented to our users through a single web application. And this is our software architecture. We got 5 layers, the client layer, API layer, application layer, database layer, and data mining layer. And in the past 6 months, we also run multiple iterations, designing and prototyping our hardware accessories, including the stand, the camera reflector, and the base plate. So in order to achieve a more stable structure for holding the tablet and a more secure and better locking mechanism for fixed position of the base plate and the stand, and also for a better viewing angle for the camera after the mirror reflection.
Okay, so for the user experience flow, the first thing the user will need to do is onboarding. They have to input their information, including the caregiver and their loved ones, which are people with dementia. Also, they have to select 3 areas of interest. Second, they have to put the plate on the table and set up the plate, the stand, the tablet, and reflector. Third, after logging in the application, the first thing they will see is the section page, such as the combined by 5 sequence of games, and there will be sections recommendations by experts and also the system. And they can also view the activity page and see all the games categorized by different areas. The users could also create their own sections. They can select 5 games from the system and adjust the levels of the games. And 5, play the games. The users could follow the instructions and settle the plate with corresponding tangible accessories and play the game. And after each game, the users could give feedbacks by giving thumbs up and thumbs down. The system will generate the reaction and recommend sections of games by good feedback. And 5, last, users could view the analyzed chart on the profile page and see how many minutes they have spent in certain area or game. For our UI/UX iteration, we have 4 iterations. The first one is the wireframe, which we brainstorm how the app will be, and the second one is made regularly after the wireframe, and we include several screenshots of games from the real world, and we want to test that what's the user's feedback. And we have version 3 and 4.
So time is up, so I will do very quickly. So this is our marketing size and this is our business model. So Cafe is virtual market. So our price model is we were giving a one-time accessory cost of $29.99 with a monthly subscription of $9.99. And our advantage is the low development cost with high margin. And for our go-to-market, we were do SEO, and we will acquire user from our potential partnership and sponsorship. And also we'll do our partner with experts, and bus marketing will be also one of our strategies. So for our next stages, we will do optimization for our UI and the activities. Also, we will do the beta testing with our diary studies with our caregivers and their loved ones. Also, we will do innovation for the UI/UX and the professional industry design. Also for the mass manufacturing. And finally, we will launch. Finally, we would like to especially thank for our sponsor, our advisor, and the amazing connection engaged in our research process. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for funding. Comments, questions?
Hi, good job. I think it was really interesting, and you guys did really use emotional appeal, which is working for sure. And so my question is, I'm assuming that for a patient with dementia, it's not super easy to use devices like iPad. And how do you smooth out the learning curve?
Yeah, actually, we in past we did research on the iPad, but we found it is hard for them to use the button on the screen. So we were add the more hardware components and some customers components and tiers for them. And you can see on our slide we can provide more place and the reflector. So with this thing we can help them to interact from the screen on the hardware components.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think a clarifying question, is this ever meant to be used by the patient on their own, or is this always presumed to be facilitated by a caregiver?
So for us, during our user testing, we did test on a few patients, but of course there were caregivers next to them. But we believe that after first or two, like there will be learning curve in these games. So after first or two rounds of games, maybe after that, the patients they can do the activities on their own, and their caregivers will have time to do other stuff.